Hello everybody, today's video is a bit of an impulse project because I'm in between working on some bigger, more detailed dolls that I cannot wait to share, but today I wanted to do an in-depth face-up tutorial, and today I'm going to try and do a realistic face-up on a BTS doll, so let's get into it. So for this face-up, I'm going to be using a partially customized BTS V doll. I already gave him a wig, as you can see. It is not glued onto his head, it's not rerouted, so we will be giving him a different wig later on in the video. But the BTS dolls, their faces are very pixelated, and I honestly don't even really think the design really matches BTS. Like, it kind of looks like V, but not really. So we're going to take some acetone and we're going to scrub the face away. So lately Barbie dolls have been doing their faces a little bit differently, and the printing is always pixelated and fuzzy looking, so it really takes away from the quality, I think, of pretty much every doll that Mattel releases. Sorry! But not only does it take away from the quality, it also makes removing the face really difficult, which is kind of surprising because I don't really know exactly what they're doing. I don't think it's paint anymore. I believe it's like screen printing. But regardless, with enough scrubbing and elbow grease, I was able to get the face off. So now we are ready to go into our first layer of Mr. Super Clear sealant, which I use for every doll I work on. It is a very toxic sealant, but also a very reliable one. For the first layer, I stick to using blush and chalk pastels on the face because if I go in with watercolor pencils, there's a chance that I will accidentally rub up against the blush or chip the blush with the pencil, so it's good to just take things slowly and one step at a time. For a natural lip color, I use a combination of pinks and oranges to create a peach tone. I also go in with a little bit of a light brown for some contour on the inner eyes and the outer corner. I should also mention that since this face-up is based upon a real person, I am using reference images the entire time off camera. I also go in with adding a little bit of nose contour, and eventually I deepen the color of the inner ear. Now moving on to the second layer. Normally this would be considered the sketch layer where you lay out the shape of the eyes and the eyebrows, but today I am going to be going straight in with the darker liner pencil because I didn't want the face up to get too messy looking and smudging all the colors of the sketch layer underneath of the liners. The BTS dolls have a very defined eye mold specifically, which the face paint does not really follow up with the eye mold. It makes their eyes look a lot bigger. So I am kind of following the shape of the eye mold that's already given to us and tweaking it a little bit to match Tay's natural eye shape. I usually hold my breath during this part of the face up because it is very nerve-wracking. If you mess up, it's harder to erase, but also you don't want to get too heavy-handed and then have to start all over again. Something that the original doll did not have was the fact that V has one monolid and one double eyelid, so I added the crease for his double eyelid and then left the monolid a little faded crease. I used a lighter brown pencil for the lower lash line and then I used the darker brown to deepen the lip corners. Now for his eye shape, V likes to wear colored contacts a lot, I have noticed, looking at so many reference images, so I'm going with a dark green color for his eyes, which could also kind of pass as a brown, depending on how you're looking at it. Here I am adding all of Tay's beauty marks because his original doll didn't have any of them and I feel like it's more of a staple to V's look. Everybody knows that he has a lot of beauty marks on his face and it's very normal. It's a normal thing to have, so I don't understand why the original doll decided not to show any of Tay's beauty marks. I did get a little heavy-handed with the under eye beauty mark, so I did go back and redo that. For the third layer of the face up, it's really just doing a lot of touch-ups and not really adding a lot of detail. It's just to darken anything that needs to be darker and lighten anything that should be lighter. Something I also start on the third layer is the eyebrows because he's been eyebrowless for a long time now and it's starting to freak me out. For the eyebrows, I lay on the base shape using chalk pastels and then I shapen it with a kneaded eraser and then I begin to add the little tiny hairs using a watercolor pencil. I would definitely say that Tay's eyebrows are on the bushier side. Usually you can't really see them depending on how his hair is styled, so I am trying to use the best photo reference I can find and sketch out his eyebrows. His eyebrows are a lot fuller in the center, so I deepen the center color of the eyebrows and then I fade it out towards both ends. Just to give a little preview before we finish off the face up, I wanted to try on the old wig to see if he kind of resembled Tay's face still, and I kind of think he looks like him. I don't know about you guys. Here I'm just deepening up his nostril color since they are normally not a light peach color and the doll does not give you that, so I made them a dark brown. So at this point, I would say I'm all done with chalk pastels and watercolor pencil, and now it is time to add a little bit of acrylic paint. This is another part of the process where I really start to hold my breath, because if I mess up the acrylic paint, then it is a big problem. Here you can really see the difference that it makes by adding just that little bit of white. Using my tiniest brush, I add a little white dot to both eyes for the catch lights. also took a peach tone gouache paint to add a little more detail to the lips. Then I took a light green gouache paint and added a little bit of highlight to his eyes. So now Tay's face up is all done, and there's one more thing I still need to do. So the original wig that I made for this doll is a little outdated now, and I don't think that it looks as good as it could, so I decided off camera to make a whole new wig. I didn't record any of the wig making process in this video, but if that's something that you are interested in and you'd like to see, let me know in the comments and I would be glad to make a video tutorial. So here is the new wig all cut and styled. I decided to also add some gloss to his lips because, you know, glossy lips. Every K-pop boy has glossy lips, you know? I didn't add any gloss to his eyes because it just shows up better for photos' sake. If I decide to sell this doll eventually, I probably will gloss the eyes because they look better in person glossed than they do over photography. And so, with the lip gloss being the final detail, this face up is all done. So I really enjoyed taking the more realistic approach to this face up. If it's something that you guys are interested in seeing more of, I would be happy to do more realistic style face ups in the future. Probably sticking to the BTS dolls though, because it's not really my style per se. Originally this video was only going to be like a short little face-up video for this week, but I went over the footage and after all the editing, it turned out to be like 20 minutes. As always though, if you like this video and you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit subscribe, and if you want to see more of my dolls and daily updates, you can check out my Instagram linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!